Hello everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a simple tutorial on how to model a simple creature inside the Blender game engine. Then what we're going to do is after we've modeled our creature, we're going to animate it using armatures, and then we're going to incorporate it into the game engine, in which it'll have just pretty much like one function, which will be like to track to an object or something like that. Alright, and I'm just going to get started. So start off, let's right click on this light, hit X delete, right click on this camera, hit X delete, and right click on this cube and hit X delete. Hit spacebar and then add a surface sphere. Add surface sphere, and let's hit Alt and C and convert the surface sphere to a mesh. Okay, what we're now going to do is I'm going to hit S and Y to extrude this out just a little bit, but I'm going to hit Shift and D to copy it, drag it off to one side, and let's make it so that there's about 5 little face thingies. So you can see right here, this will represent kind of our worm, or our little creature that we're going to make. Alright, double click the A button until everything is selected like this. And I'm going to hit Control and J to make it all into one object. So if I hit A to deselect it and hit right click, it'll right click all this. Alright. Alright. Now that we have that, what we're going to do is rename this to, let's say, worm or bug or something. Worm. And I'm going to hit Z to go into wireframe. And let's do object, snap, and then cursor to selected with our worm selected. And let's do spacebar and then add an armature. Hit 3 to go into our side view. And I'm going to click on this little person icon up here. So click on this person icon and let's do X-ray. And I'll do envelope for the type of the mesh or whatever. So we can now see our bone through the skin. So let's do S and 2 to double the size. And I'll do RX and then 90. Actually RX 180 now. We want the bone to face this way. Alright. Now that we have that, let's drag this bone to the back of this right here. And I'll probably scale it up just a little bit. Okay, now that we have that, let's go into edit mode and right click on this face in the front really quick, and I'll hit E and extrude it, EY, like this, EY, EY, and then E and Y. Okay. Go back in the object mode now and hit Z to go into our wireframe. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the exterior skin first and then hit shift and right click on our bug and hit control P and do with armature with automatic weights. Alright, hit 7 to go on the top view again. And let's actually right click on our armature like this. And let's go from defaults to animation. Alright. Hit 7 to go on the top view, and let's go into pose mode right here. Right click on this face, or just on like pretty much, let's double click the A button until all of our bones are selected, and do I, and then lock rotation. Let's go to like, let's say frame 50, and let's do I, and then lock rotation, and let's set the end keyframe to 50 as well. And let's have it so that every 10 keyframes it'll kind of wiggle around a little bit. So let's go to keyframe 10, and I'll right click one of the bones, and I'll just make a motion like this. Double click the A button until they're all selected, and hit I and then lock rotation. Go to frame 20, and let's move these bones the other way now. So we're now going to just rotate them the other direction. Then do I and then lock rotation. So if we were to go back to frame 0 for now, we can see it's just going to look like this. Okay. I'm actually going to select frame 20 really quick, which was the one we're on. Alright, so let's now have it animate the other way now. So I'm going to right click on this face and rotate it this way. Right click on this face, rotate it this way. Right click on this face, rotate it this way. and kind of make these more noticeable. Alright, double click the A button, then do I and then lock rotation on frame 30. Let's go to frame 40. Right click on this, rotate it this way a lot, then rotate it this way a lot, rotate it this way a lot, and rotate it this way a lot. Alright, double click the A button and do I and then lock rotation. And we should now see our bug is going to animate like this. Alright, so it's kind of cool looking. Okay, let's now go into our game logic view. Game logic, sorry. And let's go to Blender Game. And with our armature still selected, we're going to add an always sensor with those first 3 dots selected. Then add an action actuator. And let's put loop end as the animation mode. For the start frame, let's put 1, and for the end frame, let's put 50, since those are the keyframes we were working with. And let's add the armature action. So, if we connect it like that, we should see if I hit play, it's going to play the animation in the game like that. But now what we want to do is have it so our worm is going to do something like track to an object. Alright. So, what we're going to do is add another object into the game, like add a cube. And let's add this cube over here, or at some sort of weird angle. And what we're going to do is add an always sensor, or on our always sensor, sorry. We're going to have it so it's going to do edit object, track to. We're going to put cube. Actually, not on our actuator. On the skin of our worm, or on the worm itself. Add an always sensor. Add in, what was it? Edit object actuator. Change it to track to. And let's put cube. Minimize this. Add a motion actuator. Let's do 0.1 on the y-axis. And let's connect it like this. So if we hit play now, we can see he's going to go towards our cube like this. But if we right click on our cube, and I'm going to have it so we're going to press the spacebar key, and since the positive y direction is this way, I'm just going to have it go negative y direction. We can see it's actually doing something. So let's add a motion actuator, and let's do negative 0.1. And connect these like this. So every time I press the spacebar, this cube is going to move this way. Because if I hit P now and move this cube, you can see it's going to turn towards our what's it called, our cube like that. So that is how you make a character interactive within an animated character interactive within the Blender game engine. I hope you found this useful.